I guess I'm in the dubious honor tonight of being the person that's wearing the oldest sweater. Ron's was dated 1964, and this one is a couple years older than that. I was out on the Canadian prairie, away from home, and my folks packed this up and sent it to me for Christmas in '62. It spends most of its life on the shelf nowadays because it doesn't fit too well. I thought, no sense of being uncomfortable New Year's Eve, you know. How many have seen this little book? It's, I don't remember who gave us this. It showed up at our house a few years ago and lays under the coffee table, and once in a while it gets dug out. And at least dug it out a couple of weeks ago and was reading. Our 6-year-old granddaughter was reading it to us and getting about 2/3 of the way through of each one and starting to laugh, so nobody ever got the punchline. But I'll try to control myself. I sat down the other evening and read the entire thing to Stephanie, and she just shakes her head the whole time. But it is, kids say the greatest things about God, and it's 25 years old or something. So, the first introduction quotes the verse from Matthew 11:25. Jesus prayed, "O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, thank you for hiding the truth from those who think themselves so wise and revealing it to little children. Yes, Father, for it pleased you to do it this way." I won't vouch for some of these insights from some of these kids. So it's interesting that these comments from children not only tell us about the kids, but they tell us a lot probably about the parents as well. Question 1, what does God look like? He's so very handsome. He looks wonderful, like he could really do miracles. And he's clear like a ghost, so you can look right through him. What does God look like? How am I supposed to know? You got to use your imagination. He's invisible. God has a gray beard. He's at least 100 years old. That's why it's gray. It used to be brown. My grandma has a picture of God, and he wears a robe just like Grandpa's. He looks a lot like Jesus, but with a mustache. How old is God? Older than Mom. Honest. How old is God? 41. 350. 100 million? He's really, 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 really old. And he never looks a day older every time you see him. God is as far as numbers go. He's too old for age. When I'm sitting on the couch and I get this out, I start reading it, then pretty soon I'm just sitting there laughing in stitches and I can't read anymore. But I'm trying to contain myself. What does God do all day? Walks on water. He lives. He lives. Same as us, only in heaven. And he does it better. He organizes heaven, sending heaven people down here in cloud elevators so they can help us earth people out. He works on cleaning off prayer lists people give him. And he answers prayers of little babies because we don't know what they're saying. What does God create? God makes bees with little wings all day. Probably out of mud. He makes grass a lot of days. That takes up a lot of hours. You ever see how many pieces of grass there are? In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Now, he just does people. I got something else to read too, so I better record on this. Well, he started out doing plants and water and worked his way up to people. God had helped creating the world at first. Jesus helped him, and somebody else I forgot. God worked on light for about 6 days. I think some of these answers were answers to Chris's questions. God worked on light for about 6 days. Then he just started shouting the words like, trees! And there was trees. In the beginning, about 95 years ago, that was 1 year after Rowena was born, God created the pilgrims and the Indians. Then he made Mary and Joseph. And the rest. And the rest is history. In the beginning, everything looked yucky. Like when you put cheese in a glass of water and stir it up. Then God made the world and people. But it took 62 more years for him to make cars. What does Jesus look like? Long hair, brown beard, no shoes, on a cross. He's very jolly, and he stays in his robe and slippers. Jesus looked just like my sister's boyfriend. Only my mom hates him. If you really want to know what Jesus looks like, go to church. They had pictures of him. Describe Jesus so I recognize him when I see him. He's the most beautiful person on earth for a boy. If I had to describe him, I'd say pockets. He has lots of pockets, and when he takes his hands out of his pockets, they have scars in them. He looks like a king and sits in a chair looking powerful. But don't worry about recognizing him. He knows who you are. Anyway, and on it goes. I was looking for a little information about one hymn writer, but I'm finding nothing whatsoever. But I ran across the name Joseph Scriven, who wrote a number of hymns. The one that we may know the best is "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." And I'd never heard this story, but this little book came from Sarah, and it tells part of his story. But I'm going to abbreviate some of it. But Joseph Scriven had wealth, education, a devoted family, and a pleasant life in his native Ireland. On the night before Scriven's scheduled wedding, his fiancée drowned. In deep sorrow, Joseph realized that he could find the solace and support he needed only in his dearest friend, Jesus. Joseph Scriven, after that, emigrated to, I think, where did I say? Port Hope. Where's Port Hope? Is that what?
Ontario.
It's Ontario. Anyway, and he. This says that he often He gave away his clothing and possessions to those in need, and he worked without pay for anyone who needed him. Scriven became known as the Good Samaritan of Port Hope. The story I read last night, of course, was off the internet, but on one of the hymn sites that has gazillion hymns. They said that, which this book doesn't mention, but that when after he was in Ontario for a while, he was engaged to another woman who, as it turns out, also died just before the wedding. When Scriven's mother became ill in Ireland, he wrote a comforting letter to her, enclosing the words of this newly written poem with the prayer that these brief lines would remind her of a never-failing heavenly friend. Sometime later, when Joseph himself was ill, a friend who came to call on him happened to see a copy of those words scribbled on a scratch paper near his bed. The friend read the lines with interest and asked, "Who wrote those words?" And Scriven's reply was, "The Lord and I did it between us." It was the words to "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." What a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Have we trials and temptations? Are we weak and heavy laden? In his arms he'll take and shield thee. Thou wilt find a solace there.